So I'm here with Chloe Trujillo again. It's so great to catch up.
Yeah.
As always.
Yes.
We always connect at some point in time and catch up where we left off. You have such a diverse creative background in music, art, fashion, and pretty much everything combined. What upcoming project are you most excited about right now?
Well, I'm most excited about two things. So the first thing is this new EP that I recently finished recording with amazing producer Jake Carmona. And that's exciting because I'm really focused on, well, first of all, the crafting of the songs was really cool. I started writing those during COVID, where there was a lot of like emotional stuff going on and you know, not with me, but like just around the world and seeing everything shut down and how it like kind of boosted my creativity, because I think that's what we go to as artists as a way to cope and to kind of like just express ourselves. So there's a lot of really cool messages that came through with the lyrics and the music. So I'm excited about that journey. I have not decided when I'm gonna release them one by one, single by single. So and I just shot a music video for one song, so I'm excited, really excited about that. Then there's I created, can I show? But this is just the I created a new deck of cards. Okay. So these are the prints of like...
Beautiful.
So I'm excited about this because I did... The way I work with art and music, actually, they go hand in hand, is like some kind of channeling, I would say. And I remember years ago, I was in New York on my way to Canada, and during that flight, Montreal, during that flight, it's not that long of a flight, but during that flight I had like this just idea, and I had my little notebook that's over there actually, and I started just the idea of like 44 cards, and I had the message and everything that, you know, the meaning behind it, and I started sketching everything, and it's finally gonna come out. So it's been a 3-year process to finalize this. So I'm super excited about that too, because the spiritual world is very much connected to my creative process, and that brings it together. It's my third deck, but this one I think is just, I call it the magic deck, but it's really magical. So
that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So Chloe, how are you blending your music and visual art in your next release or collaboration?
I think I'm always blending my music and my art anyways, because my creative process involves the two of those. I feel that my artwork inspires my music, and my music inspires my artwork. And so I have that process, the creative process, but also in the new music, for example, I painted the cover for the album, or the EP, I should say. So there's one of my paintings is associated with that EP. But then there's several paintings that are associated with each of the songs too. So to me, they cannot be separated. And they all come from me. So it's the same source, like it's like the same, you know.
So it's all intertwined.
Yeah, it's all intertwined. But then like when it comes to performing, I would love to have, which I've done in performance in the past, where I had like my artwork somewhat on stage with me, or projected onto me even, and you know, performing the music. So kind of like a interactive, like bringing everything together is always fun.
I love that, and very colorful too.
Yeah.
Cool. I love that. Are there any new themes or inspirations guiding your work this year that you've seen that might have sprung something in you where you're like, wow, I was inspired by that? Anything in nature that you've seen?
I'm always inspired when I'm in nature, and then when I travel, I'm always super inspired. But I think it's almost revolves around the same kind of subject matter, whether it's like a nature, spirit, just improving oneself, inspiring others, the healing intention that I put behind my work. So I think these are the themes that are constantly there. And then I might be traveling and seeing something, whether in nature, at a museum, in the streets, and I might be inspired, or it affects me in a way, and then that gets translated into my art. But specifically to this year, I think we also, all evolve as human beings. So I have always, with my own evolution, there's maybe things that are more sensitive to, but I cannot state something specific. I just know I always keep myself open to everything that I can feel or taste or
and incorporate.
Yeah.
You've always pushed boundaries creatively, and which is amazing. I love that. I've seen your videos. What's something new or unexpected you're trying with these upcoming projects?
I always try to push myself to kind of go beyond the comfort zone, because I think that's how we grow.
Yeah.
Is just, things are a little bit scary. And I feel like more and more I am exploring things, whether vocally, whether lyrically, in my writing or even in my artwork. I'm not, and I was never really too tight on rules, but I think I'm more and more willing to experiment, and without worrying about what the result is going to be. It's just experiment, and maybe something cool is going to come out of it. Maybe it doesn't work, maybe it works, but if it works, then now I just open a whole other pathway for this exploration to continue.
Yeah.
So I always think that way. I always think it's cool, and then what are the risks anyway? It's not
Yeah, I love that. I think that's really rebellious too in some ways. Not rebellious, but getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it is rebellious.
To what you would usually do.
Because you don't follow rules. You're just okay, let's go that route.
Yeah, definitely. What message or feeling do you hope people take away from your next body of work? Obviously, it's a very personal thing. You're working on an EP that you started back in 2020, which was a very weird time for all of us. Change of things.
I think, there was a lot of self-introspection, so it's just is that redundant? Self-introspection? Introspection is enough, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's also seeing the other side of things, and I'm always hoping to inspire others, and I always set that intention musically and artistically. So, but there was a lot of introspection during that time, and a lot of things that needed to come out of me that I felt that maybe I couldn't have expressed them any other way than through the lyrics and the music. Also with the music, there's so much emotions that can go into the singing, that and the notes themselves, certain notes make me, and actually there's proof now, certain note activates certain chakras and all this, so that they affect you in different ways. So it's all about sharing this message of more hope and healing and inspiration and creativity. So
and coming out of a difficult situation,
and how you can turn things around to actually make them a positive thing, and not being in the loop of negativity,
which is easy to do too with a lot of headlines you see out there and kind of things that you don't want to see on a daily basis. It's like, let me turn off these notifications.
Yeah, and I feel like my lyrics can be taken literally, or also if you look deeper, they have a deeper meaning that is not so obvious, it's just,
And I feel like people can take elements of what you say or what your message is and relate it to their own life. And
absolutely.
However you want to interpret
That's why
it.
Exactly. That's why I always say, like, I don't want to give away exactly what my message was, because everybody's going to respond to it within their own experience of life and how they interpret the
lyrics,
exactly.
Absolutely. That's what I do with music too.
Yeah.
I make it my own and remember certain things.
Hopefully it's beneficial, because music is supposed to be like that, like empowering, uplifting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking ahead, is there a dream project or collaboration you'd love to manifest in the near future? Is there anything that you'd love to do that you haven't done yet, or you'd like to experiment with, or anything like that?
Yeah, I've done glimpses of it here and there, but I would love to create like a fully interactive, multi-dimensional kind of almost performance art kind of thing, bringing everything together that I create. And I'm talking not just the art and music, but I'm talking like, why not adding like the oracle cards, or like things, I don't know, just and mixing all, which I do in my music, for example, is mixing different styles. Like I released in the past a record that was more like trip hop. I released a record that had like spoken words and 808 and this vibe, and a record that was more like gypsy rock, like mixing, I don't know, everything together, like whether it's tribal dancing and heavy metal and crazy artwork and the spiritual side with the, I don't know,
ideas.
I don't even know how this could happen, but just like it would be great to do. Yeah, it would be great to kind of mix and have people being really like, it's an environment interactive and just like very colorful and
an experience for sure.
But you asked me about a dream project, so that's like
bring it all together. Yeah. Everything that you've done and put
even
it together.
Like theater, like I said, dance, like just everything, just
that would be very cool.
Like a journey.
Yeah. I think that would be beautiful.
Yeah.
This November, you and Blvd of Eyes, your band, are heading to my home country, beautiful Australia, for the first time, including stops in Melbourne, where I was born, have to say that. Sydney, right at the harbour, which is amazing, on Sydney Harbour. Port Macquarie, Coffs Harbour, the Gold Coast, and Caloundra, also where my family lives, which is exciting, on the Sunshine Coast. How are you feeling about bringing your high energy metal gypsy blues hybrid sound to Australia for the first time?
I'm excited. I traveled a lot around the world since I was a kid, but I've never made it there, so I'm so excited to go. I'm so excited to, of course, to perform there in front of new fans and just the whole experience I'm super excited about. And I'm excited for touring because we're going to get to see a lot of different places. I love traveling. I always get super inspired, but I'm like so curious about indigenous like artwork and the culture and also the instruments and all of that, like just discovering, and the animals. I want to see a kangaroo and I want to see a koala. I want to see a wombat.
Yes. Well, when you go to the Gold Coast, you have to go to the Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary. It's a beautiful sanctuary where they rehabilitate animals and they have every kind of wildlife that you want to see. So it's called the Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary on the Gold Coast.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
Yes. Okay. Any questions you have, just ask me. I'm a tourist just in my own country, even when I go home, I'm like, I want to see the animals because it's been so long.
Yeah,
I
get it.
Yeah, and they're so cute.
Because nowhere in the world you just like it's
I mean, they have them at the LA Zoo.
Yeah, but it's different. Like I mean, like in their environment,
in their element.
you know, in their element.
Yeah, it makes a difference with their health and how vibrant they are.
Yeah,
and, you know, so for sure. And the last question I wanted to ask you, what creative or cultural inspirations from Australia are you most looking forward to exploring while you're there? We just spoke about that.
I spoke about that. The indigenous artwork,
the culture,
and all that,
the
instruments. The food, why not?
Food.
I don't know what they
have. The
fish
fish is fantastic over there, by the way. We have great seafood. So I'm going to give you a list of everything that you can do while you're there between stops. So you'll be like, yep, that's what I need to do. Check that out.
I'm going to tell everybody, stop. Amber's got me
She's got
I know where I'm going.
Exactly. But I'm excited for that. It's going to be great.
So
everybody's going to love your music over there, and we're looking forward to it. Yeah.
I hope so. So that way we get to go back again later on. But yeah, I'm so excited. I love to travel. I love to anywhere I travel, I just love to go out in the streets and just like get lost, you know, like just I won't have much time to get lost really, but I just like to see how people live, what they eat, what they like, just walk in nature. Beautiful. I hear about this crazy snakes and spiders over there, but I just stumbled on Instagram this crazy, I don't know if it's an insect with super big wings and long, like, I don't know, I've never seen anything like this. I'm like, what?
I don't even know what that is. You'll have to like show me something and I'll be like, have I seen one of these before? That's funny.
It's kind of scary, but
it's beautiful. Yeah. And there isn't sharks everywhere like people think. They're not like on every beach.
Well, we have sharks here, like, you know, so.
You know, so.
That's not, the sharks I'm familiar with. That doesn't mean I want to get close to a shark anytime soon, but, you know, it's just
everything else on land, what can crawl, and
like snakes and stuff.
Oh, you're not going to see them everywhere unless,
no. I'm not going to look for them either.
But it's going to be beautiful. You're going to enjoy it.
I'm so looking forward to it.
And I wish you all the best with it, you and Blvd of Eyes, and I can't wait to see the footage and check it out and hear the response you get from the Aussie audiences over there. So, yes.
Yeah.
So thank you again, Chloe.
Thank
Lovely
you.
to catch up with you as always, and excited for what's coming up.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Again.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.